Guys, this week we have another oddball that was never my vehicle, kind of is now, and it's been around for over 20 years. Well, it's been around for 80 years, but it's been around my circle for 20 years. So, here's your Monday morning memory from Pugliese Speed Shop. All right, we're going to see how much of this story I remember. I think it's most of it. All right. I can't take you over to the book. Well, I could, but there's no pictures of this car in mine or my father's book because it's never belonged to either one of us. I'll explain. 2004, right? We just got off deployment on the mighty warship George Washington. We had moved out of Chip's house. We were renting a house with Brandon and Casey in town in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. Our house was being built, and let's just say we were already about 6 months behind schedule. So that's where we were. We had a good-sized yard, which was important because all of us had multiple vehicles. So, yeah, we needed the room. We didn't. We had a dirt floor garage that, well, the landlord was kind of a dick, and we weren't allowed to use it. But another story. Anyways, my brother Joe, calls me up and says, "Hey, I don't know if any of your buddies are looking for a car, but I just saw something super cool at a smoking deal. You have my attention," right? So, no, none of us were looking, but yeah, all of us were looking. So, so what is it, man? He's like, he couldn't remember if it was a 36 or a 46 Plymouth. We were hoping for 36 because they're awesome. They look a lot like this. That's what Jay's got right now, and that's kind of what we were hoping for. But, guys, the 46 is just as cool. Flathead inline 6, 3 on the tree, suicide doors, so it's a 4-door. You might have seen it around the shop a couple times. In fact, we had it on the channel. We got it running. It was sitting for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, maybe a little longer than that, at that point. So, when I say on that point, I mean in the video you can see on the channel, and, right there. Now, we're back to 2004. We bounced around for a second, guys, all right? Because I wanted to let you know it's still here, all right? But 2004, I mentioned it to the guys. Casey's like, "I think I need this car." He had a 55 Caddy that we've seen in a couple pictures, but never really amounted to much, except for the fact we met an awesome dude down in North Carolina named Ambrose, who pretty much owned the whole town. And he was in the Navy, so we were honorary friends of his right away. Pretty cool. But the 55 Caddy left a lot to be desired. It was bad, guys. It was pretty rusty. So he had off that, and Casey at the time had a Dodge truck and a 97 Ram. And he had, what else he had? Oh, he had a 71, I think, Blazer that was rhino-lined inside out. It was on 35s. Awesome truck. I'm pretty sure he still got it. But that was in Arizona, and he was in North Carolina. So he said, "I need a project." We jumped in Brandon's dually with the same trailer that we went, the same setup that we went to go and get Luis's car. And we shot to Hamburg, Pennsylvania, because that's where my parents lived at the time, and it was a couple blocks from their house. I mean, no kidding. So we actually went to my parents' house, scooped up my brother, who was just 18 at the time. I think he just graduated high school. Yeah, he graduated. As a matter of fact, his graduation party was while I was on deployment. So we get him. We go over to the guy's house. good guy. We picked his car up. I think Casey paid $1,200 for it. Drove it on the trailer. Didn't have any brakes, but guys, that's no big deal. We spent that at my parents' house. Jumped in the truck, shot back to Carolina in the morning, and Casey got to work on it. Apparently, that one, how was it? The master cylinder and the clutch kind of work as one, like they're all one assembly. So he had to change that out. The gas tank had rust holes all over it. He tried to make one out of a beer keg, and Casey's a pretty good welder, but it just didn't work out. I don't know what was going on with that. So he ends up buying a fuel cell that's still in the car. All right. And he plumbed it in the trunk, which the trunk was a little crusty at the time, but the rest of the car was really solid. So he gets it running and driving, and he's like, this is great. He's trying to figure out what he's going to do. He thought somebody gave him a slant six. I remember that sat in this carport we had for a while that he thought about putting in it. Then he got that flathead six running so good, he said, nah, he ended up offing that thing too. And finally our house was built. And about that same time, guys, Casey crashed a quad. Actually, fun fact, he never even fell off the quad. Really good rider. He hits a triple. The guy in front of him wipes out. In the air, he kind of like puts the bike to get out of that guy. He didn't want to land on the guy. He killed him, right? So he lands all the way on the side like that. All the power from that went right on his femur. It broke his femur. He was young, so he healed up pretty good. But there was a staph infection. Guys, this was a case of a terrible hospital, terrible surgeon, and then you always hear the Navy hospitals and the VA are terrible. They hooked him right up, saved him. So he ended up getting all cured up, but he got medically retired from the Navy and was like, hey, I'm gonna shoot back home. During that time that he was like hanging out, he became real good friends with Jimbo, Megan's dad. You guys have met him. I don't know if you met him. You heard about him a lot. Actually, I did meet him, but he didn't realize he was even talking to us, I think, at the time. Anyway, so Casey gives him the car, and he starts tinkering with it. He's an electrical guy. He gets that all working well, and he takes the whole car down to metal, primes the whole thing. He also didn't have a garage, but he was like, put a cover over in the winter, and he'd work on it throughout the spring and summer and whatnot. He had it for, that was 2005, I think. 2006 time frame when Casey left, and when he moved up here, he, like I said, he messed around with a bunch, and he had a nice big yard. He'd shoot that thing on the backyard, just mess around. Don't think he ever actually put it on the road though. And then he was moving up here, sold his house down there. We didn't have a way to get up here at the time, nor did we have anywhere to store it at the time. So it went to Chip's house. Sat next to my 53 Pontiac for a number of years, 4-ish. And then after we bought the house here and we got the shop all set up and everything, he's like, hey, why don't you go down there and get that car? I did. You guys saw it on the channel. That's when my godson Louie was there, helped me winch it onto the trailer. Stella dove out of the window at the hop in. I don't know why she did that. That was a mess. But we got it up here. We got it running. And that's kind of where it's at. One of the original guys, you guys know I'm always doing stuff and I forget to turn the camera on. That's when all the cool stuff happens. I did the old trick where you light you with the starting fluid and like light it, and that thing went boom. I had it rest on the ground. It was over my head, I swear. And it's still, that was about 3-4 years ago, maybe longer. I didn't film that. Probably should have. That tire still holding air, sitting next to the shop behind the 53. And it's missing a brake. I had a brake drum off of it because that locked up. The one wheel was locked up. Since all the sitting, you guys saw the Pontiac took a beating. The Plymouth really was no different down there at Chips. And it was different but the same. Get it, right? The roof is awesome. The drip rails are good. All that stuff is fine. But it was sitting on a bed of pine needles. And I can tell you the driver's side floor is like non-existent. The whole thing is Bluetooth. And yeah, it does not smell good in there. I believe there was some mice living in there, and God knows what else. Guys, the car is complete, and other than the floors, it's solid. It's got a cool but terrible set of rims on it. I think it should have wide whites and steelies, but somebody put some Fenton-looking wheels on it, and something about that car, it doesn't have lug nuts. Like lugs, it's got bolts that go, and that's just how they did it. And I think it's reverse thread on the one side. Yeah, they did some weird things coming through on these cars, guys. But it's down there at the shop. I'm pointing the wrong way, right? No, that's the right way. That's down there. So we have plans for it. I know I do. I can picture it in my head, guys. I close my eyes and I see that thing it's pretty low already. Maybe a little bit more. Like I said, Steely's wide whites. A patina finish because it's the perfect car for it. The suicide doors, so that's awesome. It runs great. Obviously needs some brake work, that kind of thing. Nothing crazy. Jimbo actually gave me directions on how to start it, which, okay. It's a little special. You've got the vacuum wipers work better than any vacuum wipers I've ever seen in my life. So it would be really cool to like clean that whole thing out, put some floors in it, and give it a decent interior, clean, and just run her around. Obviously, we have an awful lot of projects, and that one's a little down on the list just because, because that sometimes it's just because, guys. I know kind of what I want to do to it. I don't know what Jimbo wants to do with it. I don't know what Megan. It's a whole, yeah. So it's there. It's begging to get built, and I should probably go ahead and fire that thing up again. I don't know when I did it last year, I think, for like the first video of the year. I think we did, or was it the last? I don't remember. I do know that it's super cool. Anything with suicide doors is just super cool. So leave me a comment, guys. Tell me what you think we should do to it. You see if you see something different than my traditional type vision, let me know, and maybe we'll not get to that too. Thanks for watching, guys.